And we're on live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 53 of Beach Talk Radio. This is Saturday, April the 27th. My name is Ed Ryan, and this here is Kim Ryan. Say hello, everybody.
Good morning.
A little more energy, please. We have a big guest today. Have some energy.
But usually you run through this whole litany, so I just sit and wait till there's a break.
All right. We are live from Pete's Time Out in Times Square on Fort Myers Beach. And of course, we want to say hello to everybody listening on the Florida Podcast Network. And our friends from the Florida Podcast Network will be with us on the 27th at the end of the month. They're coming down from, yes.
Memorial Day weekend?
Is that? No, that's in May, not April.
Oh.
We're in April.
I know. I didn't know.
Oh, maybe they are coming down in May. They are coming down in May. You're right. Let me finish my opening segment before you interrupt me like that. In addition to coming to you live on Facebook, you can also listen to the audio on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, the Apple Podcast app, iTunes, the Pocket Casts app, which will cost you about $2.99, but it's an awesome app, on beachtalkradio.com, or we encourage you to download our app, which is free, and you can get it from the Apple App Store. And those of you watching live on Facebook, you can comment in the little comment box. Your friend from Michigan is always the first one on after my sister.
I know.
And send questions into our very special guest, making her second appearance, and we'll be introducing her in just a moment. We also can be viewed on YouTube if you'd like that. And we have a Twitter page and an Instagram page that we don't really use very much. And every week we're picking up some new listeners and viewers. So we want to thank you all for sharing our page and sharing our information and sharing everything with all the people that you know.
A lot of sharing going on.
There we go. A lot of sharing that we're going on. So, dear, the floor is yours. Take it away.
The floor is mine.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Well, I will say it's a beautiful day today.
The
weather is super fantastic.
Yes.
Especially compared to yesterday. It's completely cleared off, sunny. I don't see a cloud in the sky.
You know what I forgot to do? I'm going to do it now, even though I forgot to do it.
The front part?
That's right. I forgot to play this. You can't hear it on the TV, but
sorry.
There it is, everybody. Welcome to episode number 53. And if you want to hear the full intro, just rewind a few minutes and you'll be able to hear everything. I knew I forgot something. I sit here from 7 o'clock organizing everything. And I have notes on things and I have 3 pages of information. And then I forget the most important thing. But thank you all for tuning in.
You're having a rough
we
day
have
today
a very special guest that's about to join us right now.
I'm a little worried about this.
No, everything's fine. Everybody, our special guest is joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, Anita Cereceda is certainly the first lady of Fort Myers Beach. She was the first mayor when the beach incorporated in 1996, like the
95?
The very last day of 95.
Yes. Very last day of 95. Yep.
And she was the mayor, dear, the first mayor. Take a guess how old she was when she was the first mayor of Fort Myers Beach.
17.
34 years old. Can you imagine being a mayor at the young age of 34? It had to be totally intimidating to be the mayor at 34.
My dad used to tell me, you're too stupid to be intimidated, Anita. So
I don't believe he ever said that.
Yeah.
Ever.
Oh, you didn't know my dad.
Yeah. So not only that, you served the second term as mayor.
Mm-hmm.
What year was that?
2014.
Yeah. Well, I served, the mayor is elected every year by the council. And so I served as mayor from 95, if you want to call it, to 1999. And then your friend Ray Murphy came after me. And yeah, he's something else in it. It's nice to be sitting next to him again.
Now he's vice mayor now.
He is.
So
he's the vice mayor.
The third time elected as the mayor, the only person ever to be elected to the mayor's seat by your colleagues is Anita Cereceda, and Ray is the vice mayor now. Mm-hmm. Is he been the mayor too, or
he has?
Okay.
Yes, he was the mayor following me in the year 2000 or 1999. Ray was the mayor.
So they couldn't find anyone else.
I know. Yeah. Well, you've only got 5 people to choose from, so it's not like it's really that big of a deal. But yeah. So, and then I ran again in 2014, Kim, and I was chosen to be the mayor then. And then I I knew Stella was going to take a little jog after that one, and then so in 2014 I was elected. I served as the mayor for 2 years, and now I'm serving the mayor as my last year on the council.
So how many total years have you represented the residents of the beach? Not just as mayor, but
A lot.
Overall.
A lot, because I've done things other than being the mayor. And,
Okay.
I think that's so important to remember that, there's a lot of people serving this town that just don't necessarily have a title.
Right.
But they're still doing incredible work. I mean, think about all the people who are working on the film festival right now.
Right.
They're all doing something important.
But what I meant was on the council. Do you know how many total years you've been on
Let's
the council?
see,
I know you're on the
for
LPA too.
About 8. This will be my 8th year.
Okay.
More or less.
So before we start the questioning, I want to set the ground rules. Every question I ask, you'll only have 3 minutes. You'll only be allowed to respond for 3 minutes. And if you go over the 3-minute mark, a red light will come on the computer and I'll have to cut you off.
But you know what? I usually wave the red light.
You
So
do.
that's, I
You're
do.
very
Yeah.
nice.
Yes,
about
you
that.
don't really cut people off. If they start rambling on and on and on, then
Even
you,
when they're rambling and they're a little mean, I don't cut them
I
off.
saw
Yeah.
that last
You
week.
gotta-
I
you
did
have
see
to
that.
give people their time. But anyway,
First
all right.
things first.
You really do. You've got a whole page.
That's
of
right. I got 4
questions.
pages.
Yeah,
Believe
this is
me.
like an inquisition
Stop
here.
looking
Hang
over
on.
my shoulder. We want to first take a minute to send our condolences out to Paula Kiker, the entire family, and everyone who knew the former Fort Myers mayor and the county commissioner. Larry Kiker passed away this past week. A memorial service is going to be held on Thursday at the Sanibel Harbor Marriott from I think it's 5 o'clock.
It's at 5 o'clock, and then following the service, there will be a celebration of life. And this morning I've been thinking about this because I was asked to speak on behalf of the mayors at his service, which is quite an honor. But I keep thinking about what's most important to say about Larry. You interviewed him a couple of times.
Yeah.
I mean, the man was a character.
Yeah.
And I said, he is a force to be reckoned with. And he was that in every sense of the word. I mean, just not even a couple of weeks before he passed, he was in the hospital, and I was talking to him on the phone, and he texted me in the morning. He says, "When you got a minute, give me a call." So I, called him immediately, and I said, "Larry, I'm just getting ready to go into a meeting. Can I call you back?" He said, "Oh, you can call me anytime. I've got nothing but time. I'm here in the hospital." And then the phone conversation proceeded to be an argument about Estero Boulevard, and I said, "For heaven's sakes, you're in the hospital. Rest." But he was relentless. And once he had his hands on a project, he just didn't let go. And Fort Myers Beach benefited from that.
I went back and listened to the interview last night, and I'm going to post it tomorrow again, just the interview from that show that we had with Larry. And we had texted him a couple of weeks ago, asking him how he was and telling him, we were thinking about him. And he said, he's getting better. He was halfway there. And unfortunately, it doesn't always work out. But he was super nice to us, and he was super great to the show. And
well, you've got that on a Lazy Susan. Now
yeah.
that's clever. I know Kim thought of that.
She did think of that, but she didn't think of that like I did. So when the wind picks up like that, all of a sudden,
it's beautiful out this morning.
Yeah,
it's beautiful out this morning.
It's really nice out. So the first question I have for you: how are things going since the election?
Great. It's very nice. Really good council. A dynamic makeup of the council. Everybody has a different skill set, and so that's fantastic. I'm enjoying it very much.
Now, what is the workload? Is there a workload difference when you're elected mayor by your colleagues on the council compared to when you're a council member? Is it a big difference?
Yes. And the yes is mostly because people think that I can do things that I can't do.
You're not Superwoman?
Nope. And nor do I have any abilities other than legislative, authority. And my legislative ability is as part of the group. It's not independent. And so there's, I get a lot of calls and a lot of emails about people who want to build a shopping center or who want to do some kind of something that I don't have the authority to tell them they can do. So, but there's also meetings outside. I mean, this week coming, I've got a couple of meetings that are in the county, and yes, there is a heavier workload. Absolutely.
And so how do you, because you also operate a business or two,
Mm.
and so how do you balance all of this?
Kim, if you knew me better, you'd know that balance is not something that I entertain at all.
Not gonna go there.
Moderation, forget it. I'm either all in or I'm not. But I have the best employees. I mean, Mitzi and Bob. Mitzi is sitting over here. I just, a lot of my employees have been with me 20 years.
Mhm.
They're just, they treat the stores like they're their own, and they are extraordinary. That's how I can
So,
do this.
Effective delegation.
Oh, I don't even, they wouldn't say it's delegation. They just do their thing. So,
Tell everybody that might not know which stores they are.
well, the Pier Peddler, which is right around the corner from the Dairy Queen, my parents opened in 1985. And then Local Color, I opened in 2003. And last year, a year ago, December, we opened the Islander down in Santini Plaza, which has been just great. It's nice to have some South End touch now.
So back to the election real quick, and then move on to the meaty questions. Where are we in terms of?
You're funny.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
She thinks I'm funny
Eh,
here.
well,
Get
well,
a piece of that.
It's early. It's early in the day.
What is the where are we in terms of moving the election from March to November? I know that was a discussion a couple of meetings ago.
It was, and it makes a whole lot of sense. And so we're still in the process of talking about it, and we'll have some more information coming from our attorney, because part of what has to be decided is whether or not it's going to have to go to a referendum. So will that referendum be November, or will that referendum be in March? So it probably won't take place for a whole other year.
Okay, so there's no chance it'll happen
with me in mind.
No. Well, I always have you in mind, Mayor, but I'm just thinking like we're in April now, so you're going to have to have a referendum in November this year.
It's a tough word. Yeah, we would probably. My guess is that the referendum would be in March when we have the next election. So at that election, this is how I see it playing out. So if the referendum were to be passed, then that next election would happen. Those people that got elected in that particular year would switch to November, so that everybody would then go on the November cycle. One group would serve some extra time. It sounds like a jail sentence. It's not what I mean. Serve extra time. And that's how I see it happening.
Okay. So, anything?
No,
okay. So in the previous administration, we were getting the vibes that there were people being targeted with code violations, and we weren't able to really have any of the council members on because two of them hated us, and we really just had the people that were running for office on, and they didn't really know. Were people being targeted for code violations? If it was happening, is it still happening now? What's going on with that now?
So I think that being targeted is subjective. You can feel targeted when you aren't necessarily targeted. So I'd like to tell you that I don't think that the town targets, but at the same time, I will tell you that I could make you a list of friends of mine who felt like they were targeted. So, hey, Roger. Oh, it's good to see you guys. Hi, Jane.
We're going to have to put up with this for the whole hour for those of you on the radio.
I just haven't seen them in ages. Gosh.
Now, who was that, Roger? Who?
Roger and Jane. They used to live in Batiki West, and now I hear they bought a new condo at. You
don't need to tell us where they live.
They're really nice. They're very nice people. He's a banker.
Okay.
Yeah.
So back to your.
So
you said that.
So to answer the question directly, no, I don't believe that people get targeted. I think that, but I do agree that there are many people who feel as if they are targeted, and
so Beverly felt like she was being targeted.
I know I know she did, and I actually went with her to a meeting with the town manager to see if we could kind of resolve things, or if I could help her in any way, and I hope that things have eased up for her a bit.
So the town manager in the final meeting that Tracy Gore, as the mayor, ran, was given a raise when it basically looked to me like it was supposed to be a review, not a raise. And I believe that you objected, not to at some point giving the town manager a raise, but that they looked like they were trying to ramrod it through at the last minute because they weren't going to win the election. Was that fair for them to do?
So here's
To be
my
clear, go ahead.
here's my deal. I am never going to speak badly about the town council or even anything that they did, because I'm one of them, and it was pretty clear that I opposed that, but the council approved it. So from the moment that the council approves something, whether I'm for or against it, that's how it is. And I think everybody can kind of draw their conclusions. I know I heard from a lot of people that were upset about it, but that was the action of the council, and we just move forward.
Town manager doing a good job, in your opinion?
The town manager is very efficient.
Okay. You have anything you want to jump in with?
Nope.
Okay,
You're
so
on your own out there.
the thing that I don't understand, and I love the Mound House, is why does a government agency own the Mound House? Is it appropriate for the government to
Yes.
own? Okay.
So I'm
Explain
gonna
that.
ask
I
you a
don't know the
question. Where are
history
you?
of that.
Where are you from?
Why is that relevant?
Long
I'm going to tell you,
I'm not
Long
running.
Island. Okay, so here's the thing. I go to Spain every year because that's where my family is, and I always ask people, what do you remember most? What do you love most about where you're from? Almost always, it will be a park, a place like this.
Mhm.
It will be some public space that you had a cup of coffee with your best friend, that you took a walk with your girl, that you had time to just basically do nothing but spend some peaceful, quiet time. Public space is enormously important. So let's talk about Commissioner Kiger again for a moment. We have this beautiful Crescent Beach Park,
Mhm.
a beautiful open space. If nothing ever happened, the fact that you could stand there and with an unimpeded view, just stand and look at the Gulf of Mexico. People wait their entire life to see that, to spend a moment there, and it's important. So for the town of Fort Myers Beach and our comp plan, it was extremely important to us that we have these public places for people to gather. And the Mound House, I will tell you something that you'll probably think is funny. When the town manager then, her name was Marcia Siegel George, when she first came to me about the Mound House, I said to her, Marcia, nobody is going to care anything about this dead Indian crap. But I was wrong. And I was wrong, especially including me, because I love the Mound House. I live in that neighborhood. And it's just, if you could, you should do it. You should do
Sure,
a show from the
yeah.
Mound House, because there is something about the tranquility there.
Your dog is licking my leg. It's fine. I just wanted you to know that your dog is licking my leg.
She's a bit of a licker.
Yeah.
No, she's not really. There must be something.
Now, I didn't mean
anyhow.
to interrupt you. We'll get back to the Mountain House, but your dog caused you to fall and hurt your back. What happened?
She did. Well, you really want the gritty details? She was doing her business, and I was leaning down, and then there was
a responsible dog owner.
Responsible dog owner, and then there was a squirrel, and when there's a squirrel, all bets are off with Stella. I mean, she's gone, and so she went, and so did I.
Okay, so are you going to be all right? Because
I'm going to be fine.
It's laryngitis. It's a
I
broken
know.
back.
I
It's
know.
one thing after another.
I
You got
know.
elected to
It's
the
not
mayor for
broken.
sympathy for
It's
crying
not
out loud.
broken. Oh Lord. Well, you know what? That might be true. That might be true.
That is not
That
true.
might be true.
So back to the Mound House.
Yeah.
You were saying.
I love the Mound House. There's a dedicated group of volunteers that have, my friend Seal Spuler, she has been with the Mound House from day one. There's somebody you should have on your show.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's just a beautiful place that gives people a moment to rest. Not only that, it's educational, it's historical, it's a real gem to our town.
So what was the controversy about the
boy.
sidewalk? I didn't quite follow it because I never. Oh, is that Kevin Wayne over there?
Yes.
The mayor of Sanibel hiding
Yes.
over on the other side. He never does that.
It's
He always
Mayor
wants to
Day.
be. He always wants to be on TV. He always
It's
wants to be
unlike
on-
you to
Yeah.
sit there covered up, Kevin.
Okay,
He's usually
that
front
far.
and center. Yeah.
So, how can anybody be against the sidewalk? I've never seen that before.
Have you been
Somebody
on
is-
the street?
No, I haven't been
All
on the
right.
street.
It's a
Too
tiny
far down.
it's a tiny Oh, for heaven's sakes! You could come to my house, have a cup of coffee, and then.
Oh, now she's going to
Yeah.
invite me to her house. Not during the election.
There are some wonderful stories that going to her house for dinner. We have
There
got
are
to
wonderful-
secure
there
a
are-
reservation there.
Wait a second. How do you know something I don't
I
know,
do.
wife?
There are good stories. One story involved 69 glasses.
Okay.
Of
Of what?
We don't know, but there were 69 glasses used in the course of the evening.
Oh, you counted them up the next day.
Yeah, because I thought I didn't even know I had 69 glasses. Gosh. I tell you.
Alrighty. Well, I don't remember the question.
so
the
Connecticut
sidewalk.
Street,
So here's the deal with the sidewalk. Sidewalk equals people in front of your house. I was really a adamant proponent of the sidewalk going all the way down. And then that night, the night before we were going to talk about this, all of a sudden I thought about Chelsea O'Reilly talking about the stamped pathway. And I thought, you know what? This kind of solves everything. We could do something interesting, some pattern that would be interesting to lead you to the Mound House. Then you go from sidewalk to path, which kind of tells you this is a quiet path. It's not a sidewalk to, run down or bike down or
Right.
anything else. And it just seemed like a really great compromise. In the meantime, Roxanne and Roger had evidently had a discussion with the MPO, and there was a little glitch and, kind of going back to what we were going back to. So, what was a shame that morning was that people came in so angry.
Yeah.
It's like they didn't even give us a chance to say anything before they were angry. They were just sure we were going to do, what they didn't want us to. So anyhow,
It ended well, though.
It ended well. It ended well.
So there won't
That's
be
right.
a sidewalk.
There likely won't be a sidewalk.
Okay. Speaking of sidewalks, we really need to talk about the bikes that come through Times Square.
I know.
Because
And
we're-
did you see there's now little signs? on
Wait
the
a second. Back up. Let me.
Okay,
You're
go.
interrupting me way too much,
Oh,
Mayor.
geez.
This isn't a
Yay.
council meeting. Don't treat me like Ray.
I do not.
I know you don't.
don't treat you like Ray. Oh, he'll love that.
So originally, you had signs up. They were too high. The bikers certainly couldn't see them. And then you painted these white signs on the pavement. There's three at least, I think now, but they're still not paying. They're still not obeying the law. I think the
law
problem
of the
is
land.
that you're not thinking like a biker. You have to
Okay.
think like a biker.
And
The bikers, you need to put a sandwich board up on both ends of Times Square that say bikers must dismount. That is what the bikers see in a race. They see a sandwich board that says bikers must dismount, and if they cross the line, they get disqualified from the race.
bikers must dismount.
Yes,
Well, I like
because
the word
they're going.
dismount.
They're going.
Okay.
They're going over they can't even see the signs. They can't. They're riding right over them.
All right.
So
That's
You're
a
proposing
very good
sandwich
suggestion.
I will man the sandwich board.
Well,
I'll
that's what I was
volunteer
gonna
some
say.
hours because I'll clothesline somebody right off their bike. Not even
No,
a town
but I'm
employee.
just
No, I'm
saying-
kidding. I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that.
It's
I'm just
hard
saying.
to keep them
You need
where
to
they
slow
are.
your roll.
These-
Ed.
the bikers that come from Bonita every Saturday, they're
Yeah.
bikers. They know.
Well,
they
but
know.
they don't come through
Oh
here.
hell yeah, they do.
Really?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
But what time is that?
Well, it's before the crowd gets here. Like
Okay.
they're coming through at
Mm.
what 6:37.
Right through.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bikers must. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's a very good suggestion.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
I would
Just
appreciate
gonna
if you
take
brought.
it under advisement.
I would appreciate if you brought that up during the council meeting
Sure.
and make sure you mention my name when you say that. You have a question
Oh.
here? You going to participate in this interview? Or is it just going to be me?
No, it's all you,
Oh
dear.
gosh.
No,
darn it.
my questions are going to segue. So, I find it interesting. I think it's so great to have a female mayor, and for you to be the first mayor and be a female mayor, and the council now is made up.
Three
We're
women,
out
two men.
way. Yes.
Yeah.
So how is that different for you? How is that?
So if Roxanne was here, she would give you a very different answer than I give you because Roxanne's the gal that's going to go to a march. She's I just never think about it, to
Okay.
be truthful. So I just was at this meeting this week, Kim, and it was for a group of just all women talking about politics. And there was a question very similar to that. And when I was first elected and I was 34,
Right.
I went to speak to this Zonta group. Zonta group is like, you have to be a genius, literally, to be in these
Sort
groups.
of like a Mensa.
Exactly, same kind of thing. And it was all women, and all older women. Older
Oof.
women, meaning at 34,
Right.
they were my age and older now.
Right.
And what I realized at that moment, speaking to that group of women, was that those women had all come before me in the professional world, in the political world, and it was important for them as women to have, broken their glass ceiling, so to speak. For me, it was far less difficult. It was just, everybody said, well, did you ever have any kind of weird thing about being a woman in that role? And I said, well, one time I went to the city of Sanibel, and when the town first incorporated, and I was there with a friend of mine going to an event, and the gentleman at the door said, we're anticipating the mayor any minute. And I said, oh, well, we're from Fort Myers Beach. And he said, well, do you know when he'll be there? And I said, well, it's me.
Right.
So,
well, and I think that's probably, I think a lot of it is unconscious.
Sure.
It's not blatant
No,
disregard.
no.
I mean, sometimes it is.
You know,
But
what I told this group of women was, do your job. Do your job as well as you can do your job. And then it doesn't really matter that you're male or female. You're just doing the best you can.
Right. So gendered. I was looking last night on Fort Myers
City. Yep.
One in the
There's
history.
and there's none on the county board either.
One in the history.
Yeah.
And she didn't last very long.
No.
Florence.
Yeah.
Poor Florence.
Yeah. And in the county, yes, women haven't fared too well in the county.
Well, speak about that, because you ran for county board. What was
I
that?
did,
what was
and
that?
I lost.
What was that like to run for county?
It was incredible. It was a great experience because, you meet so many people from so many different pockets all over the county. And I still get lost in Cape Coral. I told one of the council members who was with me last week, I told her, I said, I thank God for, MapQuest, because
Right.
Cape
Those
Coral's-
canals will get
Cape
you every
Coral,
time.
Every time you end up right smack dab in front of one. But it was a tremendous thing in my life. I don't regret that I lost, because I learned so much, and it was a wonderful experience.
What can you tell us about Margaritaville?
I'm excited for it to break ground. I hope that the cases go through easily. I hope that by the middle of July, there's some celebrating occurring. I really do. I recognize that they have the opportunity to appeal. I think that, I think that a lot of people will be really upset should there be an appeal, should the answer be in favor
Another
of the
delay.
town. Yeah.
Mhm.
From what I understand, any day now, one of the court cases could be resolved.
Yes, exactly.
That's what
So
I
there are
heard.
two of them, and hopefully they'll both be resolved within short order.
Awesome. And so, big party if we get to break ground in July, you think?
Oh, I don't think Mr. Torgerson has any intention of breaking ground in July. I think what may happen, I think he's hoping by the end of the year.
Have you
So-
ever done drag queen bingo?
No, but I'd love to.
Oh.
All right. We have to
I
make a
would love
date
to. That
go.
would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to.
No, it wouldn't be
I would
fun
love
at
to.
all.
And
No,
you,
No?
I'm not
you can
going.
be a guest.
Oh, come on,
you
for
can
heaven's
be one of the
sakes.
drag queens.
Yeah.
What
Why
is-
not?
Is there a plan to purchase the Tops property, maybe with the fire department, or is there any new news on getting the fire department a bigger building?
I have no news on that. I was hoping that, you should have Larry Wood, the chairman of the fire board, on. He is a wonderful person. There's the other Larry Wood is sitting there.
I heard you
It's
talking
funny.
about that.
So, maybe he can give you some more info, but I don't have any on it.
What are the big
They've
issues?
cleared the property. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Totally cleared. You really recognize how large it is now. So that was probably their intention.
And isn't that owned by a developer? Did you guys look
It's
at
owned
plans?
by a trust.
Okay, so I thought I saw a presentation for a hotel over there once or close by.
Yes, that's right. Greg Stewart from Pine Island. He is a consultant and a planner, and he actually gave a presentation for a boutique type hotel to our Bay Oaks recreation group. And because it would interact so much with that property, they kind of did a, sort of a hey, how does this feel kind of
Right,
thing.
right.
Yeah, it didn't
So-
come back up again. It has not come back up
It was the
again.
weirdest thing because I said, I've been friends with Greg for many years, and I said to him, it is rare, I mean rare, for something to come up in Fort Myers Beach and me not hear about it. I jokingly say, you could throw a Dixie cup down and somebody's going to say, Anita, did you see that Dixie cup in the middle of Times Square? And for that entire presentation to have been done and not to have had any either pro or negative pushback, it's just was unprecedented.
So what do you do for fun?
What? I can't tell you that. You know what? I have a pool.
Yeah.
I have a pool, and it was the best thing I ever did last year. Last year was my best decision ever. So I like to just kind of chill out in my pool or in my hot tub. It's very relaxing. I like to travel.
Yeah.
I love to travel. So
Where
this
else
summer,
do you go besides Spain?
I have friends in the Seattle area, and I love
Nice.
going there. I'll go any place. I have this real great fantasy about next year when I'm off of the town council. I want to get in an RV and just travel the entire country.
Yes.
That's what I want to do.
That's a podcast right there.
Oh, it is a podcast.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's a podcast.
There's some
Yeah.
podcasts out there
Yeah.
already that
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
talking about that.
I can see it happening.
Yeah.
It'll be a blast.
All right. So you swim in your pool. What else?
I play with my dog. I mean, I do that. I have some great sisters that I hang out with, my friends. I like to do nothing sometimes because I'm doing something all the time. I like to. I just got a great book from my friend Marge. I'm looking forward to reading that. So I'm not a huge bar person. I love to go out to dinner with people. I like to entertain in my home.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She's
Wink,
mocking-
wink.
She's mocking me.
Love it.
So-
love it.
Is Fort Myers Beach a tourist destination or a small town?
It's both. And I think what the tourists love, look, I have 30 some years worth of tourists who are like extended family for me. And what I have heard more than a million times is what people love about Fort Myers Beach is that it feels like a small town to them. That it feels like home to them. And that is just, what's a better compliment than that? I mean, I love when people come into my house and they say, oh, this is so homey.
Right.
That's a great thing because isn't home the most special thing you have? You know?
And we've
So-
met some people down here who have been coming for many, many, many years.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they'll watch, they are interested in the politics that are going on
Yeah.
down
They
here,
are.
sometimes more than what's going on where they reside.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And I think it's because it's so small.
Mhm.
You know all the characters.
Right.
And there always are characters. I
Right,
mean, there's
right.
always somebody or something that's, interesting to talk about, even if it's not true. People
It's like a
still
small
to talk
reality show.
Exactly. But oh, look, you brought me more moss.
Okay, John
Oh.
Lalo, the owner of Peach Timeout, is
Look, this is
finally
moss.
awoken.
Has brought some Spanish moss,
So-
Olga moss.
Smuggling vegetation for this lady my whole life.
What is there a story behind the moss?
So what are you doing with the moss?
So one day, I'm with my buddy in my hot tub, and
Excuse
and here
me?
comes
What did you say?
I'm with a buddy in my hot tub,
Oh, okay.
and here comes John through the door, through the gate. Wait, I'm gonna put
Yeah.
my John, hold my moss for me, and he comes.
Oh, I'm gonna play that over on a loop.
He comes through the gate of my yard and with a ladder, and I'm like, what the heck? I said, what are you doing? And he said, it was in the hot tub, and he says, I'm here to give you a present. So I'm thinking, what the heck? Well, he makes these beautiful lamps that he retrofits with solar chandeliers, and so he hung it in my tree,
Correct.
and it had moss from moss hanging on it too, so it looked really fantastic. Well, I was talking to him the other day, and he said, how's your lamp, how's your chandelier doing? Look, there's a bike, and I said, it's doing just great. It's doing just great. I said, but that last storm, I lost a lot of moss. He says
So
the
this
moss
is
is under
replacement.
full warranty. Yay, more moss.
The light is.
All right. So
You
what?
know how long we've been friends? Oh my God.
John, don't go anywhere. We have a question. We have a
We've
question
been
for you.
friends for so long.
We have a question for you that only you can answer. How did Times Square get its name? Oh, he doesn't know either.
Oh, geez.
You know,
It used to be Time Square.
Times
whatever.
Square. Somebody added an
I
S
can't-
along the way.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a trivia question that nobody will know the answer to, because if the
I
mayor
know
doesn't know,
I know the answer. I just last night in the middle of the night I woke up and I said he's going to ask me this question, and gosh darn it, for the life of me I can't remember. I have these brain,
It happens.
things.
I have 50 questions. That wasn't one of them. How did Times Square get its name?
All right, go.
But one of the questions that somebody emailed in is now the bus route. I don't know anything about this. So she says the bus route changes when season changes. Is that right?
It's not that the route itself changes. The frequency and the times change a little bit, and it's unfortunate because I know some people. A good friend of mine, Ronnie, she only uses the trolley. She doesn't drive. She can drive. She's driven my car a million times, but she only uses the trolley. And so that frequency and that regularness of the trolley is important.
Okay. What about? Go ahead.
I wanted to ask a question.
I really like those sneakers.
Thank you so much. She loves the sneakers.
Are so cute. They would match my shirt.
I'll have to get you a pair. I know when I was watching one of the town council meetings after you were talking about the Connecticut Street stuff, someone got on there. I can't remember her name and was talking about an app
wasn't that fantastic?
It was, and you were so excited about it.
I was so excited.
There is a ton of information that's going to be on that app that will be so helpful talking about transportation, which is not the only thing that people can access, but
everything. I think the more that gets developed, the more helpful it will be for the town. I was so excited to hear that.
Yeah, you were.
I was totally jazzed by it.
So
Completely.
Do we have any idea when that might be finished?
Nope.
It's just a work in progress right now.
Well, it's not yet published.
She sounded like she did a ton of work on it. I mean, it was great.
You're gonna be able to get all the information you want for someone who lives here, and especially for somebody who's visiting.
I think it's going to be have a super positive impact.
You can find out where the bathrooms are if you need to find one
few and far between. Yeah.
And for a second there, it almost looked like Roger Hernstadt got excited about something. I almost fell out of my chair.
He does get excited about things. People say that to me all the time. He's so stoic. It's like, well, not really. Not really.
You seem like you set a goal to make sure the meetings are 3 hours or less, the ones that you can.
I haven't set any goals about that. Meetings take as long as they take.
Okay.
What I am very conscious of is that, everybody's got a life, and when people are sitting there listening to you, they just like to see things move along, and so I try and do that for them.
Be succinct.
Yeah. Exactly.
So what do you think is going to happen? I mean, I hate to start talking about it already, but what do you think is going to happen in this upcoming election? Already, we have an election that's going to be even bigger than the one we had, because we have 3 people up.
We do.
And we know that Joanne, we don't know for sure, but we're guessing Joanne will probably run. We know Bruce. We know Bruce is not running. He's made that clear.
I hope he'll change his mind.
And then we have you.
You know what's interesting about Bruce? Bruce thinks differently than the rest of us. He has a very analytical brain. He loves data. I love ideas. Bruce loves data. And that is such having that type of person in the mix is just so incredibly useful. And I hope he'll change his mind.
Well, when he sat here on the show, he said it was either run for council or get divorced. So unless something changes at home, I don't see it happening.
We might all have to do a pitch to Diane, but Bruce is a wonderful person, and I really enjoy him, and I like the way he thinks.
And for sure, Dan is going to run. I mean, he made that clear last week on the show, which would be great.
He has made that clear, and I'm glad he's going to. I think he ran an incredible campaign. He was totally positive, and I just said, I was just in an interview last week. I said that I really hope that there will be new people that will throw their hat in the ring.
Right.
There's so many new residents on the island, and it'd just be nice to see some new voices spring up.
Anybody in mind that you want to recruit right now?
Well, I'm a fan of Megan Hiles.
Yes.
She's a
She
she's
would
the
be
chair
awesome,
of the
Megan.
LPA.
Yes.
She's super smart and put together, and she's a clear thinker. And that, plus she's open-minded. I think you have to, somebody said something to me the other day about the sidewalk on Connecticut. That was, I can't believe you changed your mind. Well, I think you constantly have to have an open mind to ideas and issues, because you never know what's going to come by that might be better.
And new information comes in, and you don't want to disregard new information or new data.
Exactly.
And just stick with, your original. You have to change. You have to grow and change.
So about the candidates, and I don't mean to put anybody on the spot, but what I would say is that I would love to help whomever is going to be in this next bunch. I'd love to help them, because I think it's important. I think it's really important to have new people and new ideas in this next new phase of our town.
And that, have you heard anything else about who might run?
I haven't heard a word.
Okay. My guess is either Tracy or Dennis will run again. What do you think, dear?
I have no idea.
So why don't we try and book Megan on the show and try and twist her arm next weekend? Saturday. Speaking of next weekend, Mayor, the Taste of Fort Myers Beach is
I know,
coming
it's
up.
so exciting. There's so many things happening right now. So the film festival is going on. Taste of the Beach is coming up.
She's got so much freaking energy. It's ridiculous.
I don't.
You do. What? You're so full of
people
energy.
Who know me would say, "Oh, you should see her when she's on the couch." No, no. So here's
I
the
wouldn't
thing.
know. We've never been invited to your house.
69 glasses.
That's right.
One of them could be ours.
Right.
I mean,
bring your own glass, Ed.
Anyway, Ed,
Yes,
there are
ma'am.
so many things happening on the island right now. And what's great about this time of year, it's like, it's still busy, but you can get up and down Estero Boulevard. And for me, that's great, because I come to Times Square and I go to Santini Plaza, and there's stuff happening that all of us that live here love to do. And the Taste of the Beach is one of them.
And you know everybody.
Plus the boat races.
Yes.
The
How about
boat
that?
races.
We
I
had
can't
them
wait
on
for
the
that.
show, and they were super jazzed about
They
being
are
back.
so incredibly organized. And, a lot of that is Jackie Lisak's leadership with the chamber. She's wonderful. And I just can't wait. It's going to be a great year.
Okay,
Great
so
year.
why doesn't Jackie run for the council?
Well, I don't know. You'd have to ask her that. She's on
There
the
you
fire
go.
board.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's a pistol.
Yeah.
She
All
is.
right. Well, she's in a great spot too, though. I mean,
Yes, she
running the
is.
chamber, that's the perfect
That's a big
spot
job.
for her, I
Yep.
think. So
sometimes you can do more when you're not
That's
under
right.
the light.
right. That's why we're never running for office here. We just prefer to sit here and do what we do. Right. What was the
you cannot run for office down here.
Does he have a felon record? Is that why?
Well, that's a good
wow, you got
question.
your A game today, man.
Wow.
That's all I have to
don't know.
say.
You're saying you can't run for office? There are only a few reasons
I would
why.
never no, because I'm not a resident of the beach yet. I can't afford the
Are you
housing
gonna move
down
to
here.
The beach? I know.
It's
Oh,
so
gosh.
expensive to live down here. So
It's a
are we
big
gonna
problem we have,
do you think we're gonna see more hotels down the road? I mean, where are we on the
Ed, if you'd asked me that 20 years ago when the town incorporated, I would say that was our greatest fear, that it was just going to be a wall of hotels. And what's happened is it's a wall of big houses. And, in a way, it still is sort of commercial, because people are renting those houses. And no, I think Margaritaville is going to come, and that's going to be great. And then I'm not sure we'll see. I don't know if we're going to see another hotel.
Okay. So you're good to go until the end of February, right? As
You
the
mean
mayor.
next year?
Right.
Until the first Tuesday in March.
And then you have to take some time off. And what is that? Like the requirement is 3 years?
The charter requires you to step away for a year.
Oh, 1 year.
And in that year, you can't work for the town. You can't be elected to office. But there won't be an election a year later.
Okay.
So I'd actually have to be off for 2 years. But I think I'll be off longer than that.
Oh, come on. That was the
Because- no,
question. The big
you know
question
what?
is.
Here's the thing. There needs to be new people and new faces on that dais.
Maybe in
There
the other
really
four
does.
chairs. Maybe in the other 4 chairs. I mean, what's wrong with that? Then you can.
Ed, you can still be my number one fan.
Okay. always that way. So what are the issues you think we're going to be looking at in the next couple of years? Besides Margaritaville and the Stera Boulevard that's going to go on until all of us are dead. What else?
I think something that that we'll be talking a lot about is emergency preparedness.
Okay.
That's big.
I know Rexanne, when she was on our show, brought that up. That's a big thing for her.
Joanne as well. And I think we'll be talking about redoing Times Square is something that you'll see in the next year or so. We've already got a consultant going. So, there's a huge water main that goes through here that has to be replaced.
Oh, boy.
And so all of this is going to be replaced. It's going to be a mess, but then it's going to look great. The next few years, we'll still be dealing with the road project. It's just a lot of continuation of things that we're doing, and I think that we'll still, on a almost daily basis, be looking for ways to transition our town into this next phase of its life.
Well, we appreciate you so much for being a big fan. We appreciate you for being open and honest and always coming on. And I don't know what else to say. I don't want to gush, but I love that
Should I
that
get
we're
you
friends.
a
You're so weird.
And if I was a hugger, I'd give you a hug.
You're not a hugger?
No, there's no touching. You touch people now, and the next thing you know, you're being brought up on charges. So you just keep my distance. I don't even hug her anymore. I'm kidding. I do. We hug once in a while.
You're a goofball.
He is.
Well, thank you very much for coming
I
on,
loved
and
it.
we appreciate you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much
Mayor
for bringing
Anita,
Stella.
Cereceda,
I
everybody.
appreciate it being here. Stella,
Thank
love
you.
it.
How about a big hand,
Forever
John?
now.
Thank you so much for coming on. Answered. And you
All
were
right.
worried about 45 minutes. It was 50 minutes that you were on. It goes by so
Wow,
fast.
Nice
So,
job.
dear, I think you're going to have to grab our guests while I go through this real quick.
Okay.
You are listening to the Florida Podcast Network, the voice of Florida. Florida Podcast Network is committed to promoting you while they promote Florida. If you're interested in elevating your Florida brand and becoming part of the voice of Florida, you guys are going to come over here. Dear, you take the middle chair and I'll keep going. Head to floridapodcastnetwork.com/partner for more information, to download a media kit, and for more contact info. The Florida Podcast Network, local voices supporting local brands and businesses. So right now we're coming back. Can I help you, sir?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Tell her to call off the witch hunt.
All right. Thank you very much. I'll do my best. So,
I'm setting over here.
oh,
Do
okay.
something
I appreciate you guys coming by.
for your business.
All right. Right now, joining us.
Speaking of business,
Where's Nikki's mic? Nikki, the mayor took the mic with her. Dear, there it
right
is.
here.
You're
Relax.
freaking me out now. All right, here we go.
Thank you.
Nikki
Welcome.
Frazier is joining us now from FMB
Good
Designs
job. Thank you.
and Remodeling. And folks, we want to introduce you to Nikki and her business. And Nikki and her husband Ed are going to be sponsoring our show for the next 10 weeks. And
We're
we
excited
really
to have them.
appreciate that. But dear, I'm going to pass it over to you for a
All
second.
right. So tell us a little bit about Fort Myers Beach Designs and
FMB.
I know
Okay.
it's hard.
FMB.
I honestly catch myself doing that
Sorry.
often. So it's hard. I know it's hard. But yeah, FMB Designs, we started just over a year ago. We've both been in the industry in different aspects for years, working for other people, and here on the beach, even with another company here on the beach. My husband worked for them for 10 years.
Okay.
So we're still very good friends with them. And just once Hurricane Irma hit, work slowed down, and it was kind of one of those, what are we going to do? So we just decided to go for it.
And opened your own.
Yeah, we opened our own and started off at a shop briefly, and really just found that basically everyone was coming in and, hey, can you come to our house? Can you come look at the space? When can we set up a time for you to come there? And so we thought, why
have a showroom?
why have a
right.
showroom? Yeah, when we can just go right to them. So that's how we've structured it. We go to them. You don't have to sit in traffic. We come to you.
More like concierge service.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think nowadays everybody genuinely has an idea of what they want to do. Like the days of going and just shopping, send
Mhm.
me a room that you love or something on TV, and then we go from there.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point. If you want to go to the big box place to get Tupperware, it's
Right.
pretty standard. Everybody uses similar Tupperware.
Right.
But designing your house is extremely personal.
Exactly.
And so you want that personal touch.
And it evolves. So
Mhm.
it's like you may start like we started with her bathroom with an image in mind. That's what we liked, and it is so different than that picture now, but it's so much better. So it does evolve as you go, and it's just one of those, we work with the products that we have and the budget, and we get it done. It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
And I was reading that no job is too large or too small.
No, we definitely, especially here on the beach, we cater to the beach.
And do you service only the beach?
We try to stay as close to home as possible. We have, as our slow season, we venture out a little bit into the Bonita Beach Road area, but we just stay here. We've done a couple off the beach, and we just find we can't service it the way we want to. We can't be as hands-on as we want to. So we're just really predominantly Fort Myers Beach.
And I think it's important when people, these are your neighbors that you're servicing. So you're making sure that the work is done.
It's a motivation
to a high level.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't want to have to dodge people at Publix. I say that all the time. We're here. We've been here for 15 years. Last thing I want to do is see you at produce and have to leave. So we're going to do our best.
No throwing any tomatoes, none of that. So what are some of the things that you offer?
Do pretty much, we sell everything. So kitchen and bath cabinetry. I even have outdoor cabinetry for outdoor kitchens. We do all kinds of flooring, even carpet. I know it's hard to find carpet here on the beach. I do carry carpet, tile, porcelain tile. LVT is really big right now, the wood look, vinyl. We have, honestly, everything custom closets, countertops.
Did you hear that, folks? Custom closets.
That's some of my
big
favorites.
thing.
So,
yeah,
that's fun.
Really? Closets?
Yes.
Closets.
Oh, yeah. Those are a big thing.
Why?
Why? For stuff.
All of your
stuff.
Well, not our closets, right?
No, mine either. Not yet. One of these days, I'm going to have a closet like I've been designing.
And so people can come to you and purchase products, even if they're not.
Yeah, that's been the one thing that I have really tried to hammer home, because without a storefront, people don't realize they can just come buy flooring. And you can call me all day long, and I will send it directly to you. If we lay it or not, you can buy directly through us.
So if someone's a do-it-themselves, that they can at least get the products from you.
And like a lot of the LVT is not, you don't have to glue it down. It's tongue and groove, it clicks. So a lot of people want to do that on their own, and I carry all of that.
So did you mentioned you might bring somebody with you. Is she here?
Oh, yeah.
Where is she?
Karen.
Okay. I'll come on over, Karen. Karen is one of your happy customers.
Yes.
Karen, come on over here.
So I was looking on your website.
These
Is some
are the
of
before and
her
afters. Yeah,
yes.
These are the ones that I sent that you guys have, the kitchen and the bathroom, actually, that we've done for Karen.
So it was it your kitchen that's got the teal?
Yes.
Folks, you have to go on the website and look at these pictures, because her kitchen has the most amazing. It's all amazing, but what really stands out are those few appliances
Stove and fridge,
that are teal, and it just
retro,
goes and it goes so
beachy.
well. Yeah, beachy chic.
Yeah, and that's one thing I wanted. I was talking on the way over here that my aesthetic is a little different than what you're seeing a lot of Fort Myers Beach is going towards now. The ultra modern, the brand new, the very. I think it's very sterile.
Right.
I really like our beach. I like the feel of our beach. I like the old beach as it was, if you will. And I think you can really still elevate that.
Right.
And keep it Fort Myers Beach.
Yeah.
Her house is a perfect example of the way I like to design.
I mean, it's been about a year now.
Yeah.
Every day it's like our happy place, really. I mean,
it should be with those pictures.
I go out there and I'm like, so Nikki worked so well with us. Like I said, this is what I would like to have. And then like magic, she would just send me all this stuff and say, "Ooh, I found the perfect thing." And that's what she does. She's so good at designing.
Okay.
And when she showed me pictures of the refrigerators, I said, okay, all right. I don't even care what it costs. We have to get it.
Scared me. I was like, they're a little pricey, but you got to see this.
But our house is a little cottage. It's very small.
It is Fort Myers, your classic Fort Myers Beach that hasn't been redone. That was one of the original homes.
Built in 57 and had barely been touched. So it really needed to be touched. And when my husband and I moved full time about a year and a half ago, we knew we had to do something. And actually, we called a lot of different contractors and never could get a call back.
Wow.
We could not understand that. And I saw Nikki drive by one day, and she had her number on the side of her truck. And I thought, oh, my gosh, that's somebody on the beach. And I called her, and she answered the phone, and then she came. And I was like, so amazed.
She answered the phone. Yeah, we have contact.
It's just so amazing to me that we wanted to do work and pay to get the work done, and people were not calling back. And from the day they walked in, they were just so fabulous about this is what we can do.
Yeah, we
And
laughed.
when
She got the whole family.
Yeah,
Me, my husband,
and
my son,
Tyler,
we all go.
They all came in, and I said, "This is what I would like to have." And in 30 seconds, Nikki says, "Oh, we can do this, and we can do this, and we can." And I thought, "Wow, okay. I don't know what house you're looking at, but
Well, and I think
and she brought it to life. Yep.
and you offer the computer aided drawings,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
that people, because for me, that would be
It
my
is
thing.
hard. I know
You
it's
have
hard to
vision.
yeah.
I just wouldn't be able to see it. So that gives
Yeah.
people the
A
opportunity.
lot of people do have art. Karen is one of the people that she visualizes very well.
Yes.
But yeah, anytime somebody does a bathroom or a kitchen, anytime we're changing walls or really something that needs to be seen, we definitely do a design for you so you can see it.
And so it was your kitchen and any other parts of your
yes.
room?
Actually,
Your
it
house?
was, there's
Yeah,
not
the
much in
master
my
bath.
house they haven't touched.
Yeah.
The floors have been completely redone. We were going to try to redo the original hardwood, and Nikki really talked a lot about LVT, which is luxury vinyl plank tile.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful for the beach.
That stuff looked awesome.
We're beach people. We're on the beach every day. We have a dog, and they were like, I don't think hardwood is the answer. So
Not with the
completely
sand.
new
It's amazing
floors.
how, yeah.
They did an accent wall in our living room. They redid our kitchen. They whitewashed our ceiling. That was Nikki's idea.
It was
We
dark.
didn't want to touch the beams, so they still look beautiful. And they just recently, a few months ago, did our one bathroom. We have 2 bathrooms. They've done 1 so far. So
I don't know if the pictures came through that I sent you, but that's the one I sent you guys where the before and after of the bathroom.
Yes.
That's
It's
hers
got,
too.
does it have the plank?
shiplap. Yes, shiplap.
shiplap
That
walls,
is,
gray
I love
vanity with
that.
the
It's
vessel sink.
gorgeous.
I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That was, yes. And the vessel
Took
sink.
out the old nasty
The whole
bathtub
shower and the glass block. Yeah.
and literally built the whole shower from bottom up.
It was
It's
a
beautiful.
huge transformation.
Very big, little space, big transformation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So you can work in small spaces, big
Oh, yeah.
spaces.
I honestly like small spaces because I
Mhm.
feel like it challenges you to find creative ways to do something with it. I like that. I love multi-purposing furniture. Like we did her breakfast nook table. We made it out of her dog crate.
Yeah, I forgot to
Aw.
So we
say
got
that.
like one of the
It's a dog crate table now.
it's a table, yeah, and
Mhm.
I did a new top for it so he can just go in underneath the table and everybody can sit
That's
there.
very clever.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that's kind of my it drives
that
my
your
husband
thing?
crazy
Yeah.
because he has to build it, but that's kind of my thing. Yeah.
So unique designs,
Unique
exactly.
design,
multifunctional.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
And they work in chat for our house, we have beams throughout our house and through the kitchen, and it was very challenging to the whole cabinet
Yeah.
thing
Through new cabinets
because
and the beams.
and I said whatever you do, the beams have to stay.
Right.
And so it looks fabulous, and it looks it was the cabinets were a little challenging,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it all got done.
It's
So
beautiful.
it fit with the aesthetic of
Yes,
your house,
right.
of your existing.
And it still looks like an original beach cottage. It's not a new house that that looks
Right.
like it was rebuilt just to sit there. It looks like it's an original home that's been elevated, new.
And barn doors, they put up barn doors for
Oh,
me. in the
that's right.
two-bedroom.
I
The
love
barn doors
the
are
barn.
so
Yes.
nice.
Those are-
Nikki actually painted them. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
Those are
she
hand
did such a
painted.
great job.
Yeah, the barn door is getting to be a very
I love
popular,
them.
yes,
Yeah.
and function.
Very, and that's something that you can do so much with. Like she said, I painted those, and that's a really easy transformation that you can do. It changes the whole space.
Right. So so if somebody wants to change something,
Yeah.
they could have you guys come in and start with something simple like painting.
Paint. That is
Painting,
the
right.
quickest thing. Paint and flooring are the fastest way to change a space, and it's inexpensive, and it's not permanent. So
Right.
you're not changing walls. That's the easiest way.
And if someone was looking, when you're talking about resale value on a home, the kitchen and the bath, those are the big
big ones, big
things that
tickets,
people
yeah.
look at.
Exactly. And we've actually done some too where people have porcelain tile at resale value. You want porcelain tile in their home, but they didn't like the tile. So we floated LVT over the top of it. That way when they go to sell their house, they still have their porcelain tile underneath. So
Right.
there's a lot of solutions that you can do, especially like you said, for resale value if you're not planning on staying here forever, or if you're renting and you want to have something durable, don't want to bust up your tile. Yeah.
Now you did a remodel in
Right.
their house, but you also do if someone wanted to add on, had the space and wanted to add on.
We don't right now, but I do
Okay.
have people I can recommend that do.
Contractors,
Yeah, I
okay.
have contractors that do. We're not necessarily into the new build side of things yet.
Okay.
We're just the remodeling side right now. Eventually, my goal is to get a GC. I want to get my own GC license, and we may go that direction.
Great. And so, what are some of the other services that you would offer?
Just the
Design
designs
and
remodeling,
and the remodeling, and I'm getting the
And the
2-minute
products.
warning and the products.
Yeah.
And give everybody the name and your phone number.
Yeah.
I have it all, but I want to let
It's
you do it.
FNB Designs and Remodeling, and it's 239-362-8408.
And they can get you at the Gmail.
Yeah,
You have the
same as the name of the company at gmail.com. So FNB Designs and Remodeling at gmail.com. And that's the website too.
And Nikki will call you immediately.
Yeah.
And please mention that you heard it on the show.
Yeah, definitely.
That
I'll
would
have
be
to work
great.
out some
Yes.
sort of little promo.
Yeah. Oh, see,
Yeah.
there you go,
Like I'll throw
folks.
in a vessel sink. Yeah. There you go.
A free vessel.
A free
sink
vessel sink.
for certain.
There you go.
That's right. Oh, well, thank you both so much
My
for
pleasure.
coming on.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
It
Thanks
was
for having
great.
us.
I loved looking at the pictures. People should really go and check it out. I mean,
All on
what
Facebook.
you do is amazing.
And
Thank
people
you.
can come to my house and look. I
Aw.
tell Nikki all the time,
Aw.
if you want to bring someone,
Do you have
She's the best.
69 glasses like the mayor
She
was
is the
talking
best.
about?
I don't.
Okay, well, but you have a beautiful
I will bring
kitchen,
some
bath,
glasses.
and
Yeah.
throughout your
Yes,
house.
I'm very happy with the transformation. Yeah.
Aw.
Awesome. Well, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for coming on. Thank you.
Thank
as
you.
Well.
Thank you.
And we look forward to hearing more success stories, more design stories.
Thank you, Nikki, for coming
Kinda
on.
like
And
a
she was nervous. She was
HGTV.
worried she was going to be nervous, but she did
Oh,
great.
she did fantastic.
So, dear, I'm going to kick you out of the chair for a
All
couple
right,
minutes and
awesome.
say, talk to Nikki for us. And John's going to sit down. John Lalo's going to sit down. And dear, my wife's going to take
I
care of
will
the
come
sponsor
back.
real
I'll
quick.
come
John
back.
Lalo is here. He is the owner of, what is the name of this place? Oh, yeah, Pete's Time Out. We're going to give you this one because he's super loud. And so I got them all synchronized to John.
All right, so I brought in some Spanish moss for the mayor. You saw that.
That was a
right?
nice gift. I didn't even
So
bring the
I
mayor a
didn't even
gift.
tell you this though. When I was walking around the corner, the freaking chameleon was in there. He's crawling up my arm.
Really?
Yeah, so I brought him from Olga too. Anyways, I want my buddy right here that I met. When was this? October, and we met by chance when we did the food drive for Hurricane Michael.
Mhm.
This was our driver who volunteered his energy and time. We were up for probably 23
So
hours.
let's back up a second because not everybody that is around now knows what took place. You
Okay.
you were collecting food and things
Yeah, we took
down
3
in
days,
Santini Plaza,
right?
and then for the hurricane victims.
Right. And Cheney Brothers donated a over the road trailer to fill up, and we filled it up. And then this is who we got stuck with. Brian, how do you say your last name?
Butgerite.
Say again.
Butgerite.
I don't even want to ask him how to spell that.
Can you say
How about Bootgerite?
Can you say boat toy 5 times real fast?
Boat toy, boat toy.
Oh,
Hey,
That's
can
it.
you say boat toy 5 times real quick? Boat toy.
we're losing our audience,
Oh,
John.
God.
So
No, that's
do you
fine.
work for Cheney Brothers? Is
Yes,
that
I
okay,
do.
Well,
Yes,
so
I
how
do.
long was that ride?
Actually, I left late afternoon, and I was actually gone on the road for driving 18 hours straight, which I know DOT law is frowns on that. But when you're doing relief aid like that, the
Yeah, you're
governor,
not a truck. Yeah.
well, the governor gives you an exemption.
Oh, very nice.
So
Does
we
he
were-
call you directly on your cell phone and say you're good to go?
Oh, he gives
right.
he gives you a letter so you can give it
Nice.
to the state police.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how long was the ride? Did you say how
Actually,
long?
we were gone. The actual ride was probably 18 hours from Punta Gorda up to where we ended up. And then,
Port
It-
St. Joe. That's
yeah,
where we went.
What
Yeah.
was that feeling like when you know you're delivering a truckload of needed supplies for people who are going through a crappy time?
well, I think I'll take a step back. I didn't know. I was just told that I was going to meet this guy from that was handling the donations. And then as soon as I met him, it was an instant click. We were able to gel, and then he kind of gave me some background on what we were going to go do. And so when I got up there to actually see it firsthand, it was
Yeah.
I can't even put into words what the devastation these people were feeling and how fortunate we were to be in the southern part of Florida and miss that.
Yeah. Like the first 8 hours was boring. I didn't even meet this guy until we were in Ocala?
Yeah.
It was Ocala where we finally met up because he left, I left, I had a trailer and everything. So then we met and had breakfast, and then we ran up to Tallahassee. Or no, we met there, and then we met in Tallahassee, actually.
Yeah, had Denny's.
We were just talking on the phone. And then that's when we started seeing it. And then we made the big left-hand turn, and it was just...
Starting on 10, you could actually start seeing the trees where
snapped
they were
off.
ending up on the highway. And
Yeah.
But no, it was a very rewarding trip.
Yeah. That was 50 miles away from where it really hit, too, you know?
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for doing that. And did he buy you breakfast today?
Oh, he bought me. John's a good man. Anybody that wants to come out for a good dinner, good time, come to Pete's Time Out.
You're the karaoke king of Port Charlotte, so don't
Really?
even start with
Wow,
me, all
that's
right?
another
I can
show.
throw you under the bus, all right?
That's another show.
I'll be
for another
happy
day.
to come back.
Well, thank you so much for doing that, and thanks
No,
for
I
sharing that
appreciate it.
with us. And we appreciate everything you guys do. And Cheney Brothers is awesome, by the way. We love them.
Thank you very much.
All right. Give me my table back, all right?
Wait a
See
second.
ya.
Now,
What?
my wife and I got to do our
Oh,
little
you gotta do
finishing
your
spiel.
little,
So
your little chick there.
she's
your
over
little-
there. Yeah, she's over there schmoozing with the sponsor. So that's fine. That's fine. All right, folks. We went a little too over, but we're going to wrap it up right here. We got a show next Saturday, our regular show next Saturday. And then on Sunday, we were supposed to be doing a show together outside.
Again?
Yes, we were supposed to be doing the show together at the Taste of Fort Myers. Boy, today was action-packed. It's so great to have the mayor on. She is awesome, and it's sucky that she can't run again and just be on the council. They should do some kind of exemption where she's on the council until she keels over. You know, she could be there till she's 100.
She may want to take a break.
That's
and
unacceptable.
Do some relaxing
it's
stuff.
unacceptable. There's no need for that. You
You-
see what she does. She just loves to be the mayor.
She
makes a
is
good mayor.
Yes.
Hey,
she's so sweet. Oh, you have a love bug on you. They're back.
And so next week we're going to do the show on Sunday from the Taste of Fort Myers Beach.
Are we not doing it Saturday?
We are doing it Saturday.
Oh, okay.
I already sent a text to Megan Heil to see if she wanted to be on the show
Great.
next week so we can twist her arm into being running for the council. But you know, she's also got a lot to talk about in terms of being the chairman of the LPA.
Yeah.
And the special guest next week, thanks to our friend Christy, right?
Good.
Right, is going to be Gail Crabtree. I want to make sure I say that right. Is it Pergue?
I don't know.
And then Ellen
Ellen
Vaughn.
Vaughn.
Now, yeah,
Ellen.
you like Ellen, right?
Yeah.
I like Ellen too, but you got goofy face on.
I
Why
know.
are you doing it like that?
Well, no, because I met her and we just clicked when we met.
And that
while
was
back.
was that at the election?
No, that was before the election at Junkanoo. Went for
Oh, that's right. When all the girls went out,
yeah.
you haven't been invited back to one of those
I
girl
don't think
time.
I don't think that it's not a regularly occurring thing.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just
Once
when
in
it
a while.
comes up.
Gotcha. All right, dear. Well, we were going to you just you make them as long as the content's good, then you keep going. But if it's crappy, then you cut it off. So we're getting close to the crappy part.
Getting up on the crap meter.
So yeah, we're getting real high on the crap meter because I can see the numbers going down. But we are going to be posting. I'm going to be posting tomorrow or Monday the interview we did with Larry Kiker, who passed away this past week, where he came on and he was super nice, and we talked
that
a
was
lot
a
about the
while
water. And I just think it'd be cool for everybody to listen in again. And don't forget the service is going to be Thursday for Larry out at Sanibel. And then the other part of it is you have to think about this. The governor is going to have to appoint somebody in that
For-
position. Do you know who that is? Waving to us from back there with a dog. Somebody just wanted to jump in the picture there and wave. Probably somebody from Michigan.
All right, go
Heading
on.
back
What
to
were you
Michigan.
saying?
So the governor is going to have to appoint somebody to fill that position. And my guess is Kevin Ruane. What do you think? Take a stab at it. Who would you vote for? I mean, who would you think he's going to appoint?
I think that would be a great appointment.
It would be a great appointment.
could
Give
get
him a little
behind
heads up, a little head start on the election. Not that he
Mhm.
needs it, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, if you have a chance to go out to Sanibel on Thursday to pay your respects to the county commissioner who passed away, it's going to be from 2 to 5, or I think is it 2 to 5? Anyway, you can look it up in the paper or we'll post it. But we're going to be posting the audio. We'll see you next Saturday, and we'll see you next Saturday and Sunday. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching.
Bye-bye.
Have a pleasant day.